Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and today we are talking about Nano Dimension's NNDM stock so we can determine Nano Dimension's long-term growth prospects. In this video, we will be looking into the future addressable market of NNDM to determine how high the stock price can really go. I also want to remind you all that NNDM will be announcing their earnings around August 9th, so stay tuned for that, and remember that NNDM's beta ratio is 2.36, which means that the stock is 2 times more volatile than the market, so be prepared for the stock price to swing up and down periodically. Go and press the like button right now for more NNDM stock news, comment your NNDM stock price predictions down below, turn on subscription notifications if you are new, and now let's make you some free money with Webull. Webull is a free brokerage app where you can buy and sell stocks, options, and cryptocurrencies. But right now, you can get 2 free stocks with Webull. You can get the first free stock, which can be worth anywhere from $2 to $250 for just creating an account. And you can get a second free stock, which can be worth up to $1,600 if you invest $100 or more on your first deposit. You will have a 1 in 100 chance of getting stocks like Facebook, Starbucks, or Snapchat, and you have a 1 in 50 chance of getting stocks like Google or Procter & Gamble. To get this offer, just press on the link in my description box down below, but do it quickly because this offer will not last forever. And without further ado, let's get into today's stories. Many investors have been drawn to the future stock growth of many 3D printing companies, including Nano Dimension, because of their cutting-edge 3D printing technology. This stock is meant to enhance an investor's portfolio by exposing them to a revolutionary industry, but as a personal rule, remember to not overexpose yourself to any single industry or stock, otherwise you are taking on unnecessary risk to your portfolio, or at least that's how I see it. NNDM is a growth stock that is unparalleled compared to other growth stocks at its same valuation within its industry. For this reason, many investors have flocked to NNDM and put it inside their watch lists, just waiting for NNDM to become a profitable company before investing into it, including myself. By now, you know that Nano Dimension has the ability to additively manufacture highly complex electronic devices, which opens Nano Dimension up to a huge industry of both additive manufacturing and printed circuit boards. The electronics industry is also constantly looking for advancements, and NNDM brings innovation to this industry through their Dragonfly LDM 3D printer, which is the world's only precision system that produces printed circuit boards by utilizing non-conductive and dielectric proprietary inks. This provides a huge market opportunity for Nano Dimension because the printed circuit board market alone is predicted to reach a value of $69.5 billion by 2024. Luckily for NNDM, they can steal a huge chunk of this market, which will be very lucrative for them. With a market valuation of around $1.7 billion for NNDM, they really only need to secure a small portion of this gigantic industry to validate its current market cap. However, on the flip side, bearish investors will argue that Nano Dimension will need to bring in $1 million worth of sales per month to make the stock worth its current market capitalization. And right now, the company has not been able to achieve this because in the last few years, NNDM has only sold around 61 of their 3D printing machines. But since NNDM projects that they will release 2 more machines in the next year and a half, that should boost their sales substantially. On the other hand, investors who are bullish see the long-term attraction of NNDM stock as the real reason to own it. Also, it's not uncommon to see a high valuation company with low revenues in early stage technology companies like Nano Dimension. Short interest continues to slowly climb, which always leaves an option for a short squeeze to happen if enough capital floods into the stock. The current short interest, which is subject to change, is currently around 16%, which indicates that out of the company's outstanding float, 16% of it is being sold short. NNDM has been an investor favorite this year, so hopefully NNDM can make a huge comeback when we get the catalysts of its new technologies being released. The stock could continue to trend downward because it seems that the current market environment has caused investors to purchase high-quality, reliable blue-chip technology stocks right now, while money is gushing out of speculative growth stocks at the moment, with many people predicting a potential market crash. According to Tips Ranks, NNDM stock is a solid hold, which means that overall, it is anticipated to perform similarly to the overall market, which is good news for NNDM investors because not only will they obtain steady gains throughout this year, but the gains can potentially multiply as time goes on. Nano Dimension is a highly intriguing investment option with extreme growth opportunity, which encourages bulls to buy and hold this stock for the long term. While the stock is highly volatile, investors need to be prepared for large rallies and deep dips. Clearly, when the stock dips, that is the best time to buy the stock, so wait for its 2.36 beta ratio to work in your favor before investing. For those of you who are already invested into the stock, use its volatility to your advantage by averaging down your average price, but remember to not overexpose yourself to a single stock or industry to ensure proper risk management. Recently, the NNDM stock price has been fluctuating between $6.29 and $6.75, with its daily volume coming in lower than normal at 7.1 million shares being traded daily, which is much lower than its 3-month average of 16.14 million shares being traded. The beta ratio is clearly seen by having anywhere between 5% to 12% price swings and fluctuations just in the last 30 days. Currently, NNDM is below its 20-day, 50-day, and 200-day moving averages, which now represent some resistance. However, putting the beta ratio aside, we should focus on the weighted alpha, which is negative 17.58, and normally a positive weighted alpha indicates a firm that has done well over the course of an entire year, where an alpha below 0 indicates that the firm has done relatively poorly, which is not good, especially because Nano Dimension has a negative alpha. With that being said, NNDM stock is still trading 394% above its 52-week low, so the investors on my channel who caught this stock early when I called it out, or when I called it out and they bought again at $5.66, I can only say to them, well done. Now, normally investors like it when a company's management owns a lot of the company's stock so they can take the company where they want it to go, but with NNDM stock, only about 0.01% of insiders actually own the stock. However, it does have around 20% of its stocks owned by financial institutions, which is always a good sign. The main takeaways of this video is that thanks to the PCB industry heading to over $60 billion, NNDM can more than triple in its stock price. Plus, we are waiting for NNDM to release their new technologies, which could create a good catalyst that can cause the stock to rally. They will also be releasing their earnings report around August 9th. Like the video right now, comment your thoughts, subscribe if you are new, and I will see all of you in the next YT video.